Years after the end of apartheid, South Africa's Johannesburg has become one of the most violent cities in the world. Last year in South Africa, there were 22,000 murders and over 200,000 robberies. The police seem overwhelmed. And now desperate citizens are turning to private security groups and vigilantes who are meting out an ancient kind of justice. Friday night in Joburg, I'm with the police's flying squad. The police have heard there's an armed robbery in progress in a place called Melville, and they're just going to go there and back up 2 units that are already there. I suspected that the person may still be in the house or wherever he's trying to rob.
Overal, start dan met die blou overal en blou agenda.
The victim was waiting for us.
We robbed him of his ATM card and cell phone, and then he ran away.
The suspect is believed to be still in the area. He broke into this man's house and he took a cell phone with a .38 caliber pistol. Guns are used to steal the smallest things. So the police begin a search. They send out an all-points bulletin with the suspect's description. A man matching the description from the house break earlier has been spotted trying to use a card in an ATM machine. We're investigating now to find if it's the same person.
Wait, JP Street. That's the same suspect.
That's the same suspect. You've got her. So everything has been recovered. The police in the space of about 20 minutes have recaptured the man. And they've recovered the 38 that he used to rob a cell phone and to take away a man's cash card, and he was arrested here trying to use that cash card to take out money. And this is it.
Fred Special Smith and Weston.
10 years after apartheid was replaced by democracy, South Africa is awash with guns. Crime is how many people have decided to beat poverty. But it's not just criminals who have guns. A few days earlier, Jan Hendrik de Wit was at home enjoying a barbecue.
3 guys with balaclavas went and they point the guns, the one right here onto my heart and the other 2 is in my face.
His wife pressed the panic button.
This was open.
The robbers started to run, and Jan saw his opportunity.
This thing wasn't here. I grabbed one of the guns, which is very accessible.
That's your 12 round?
That's a 12 round protector shotgun. The gun I grab and get out of the door and chasing people down the street. I've been going this way.
Yes.
With a gun. Like I said, I'm not Rambo. Open up the door. I ran out to the street. Adrenaline is pumping a lot.
Yeah.
With a gun.
And you just had 3 guns at your head?
Yeah, well, I just had a couple of seconds ago 3 guns.
Yeah.
When I reached a point here, I saw the guys running down here.
In the shadow there?
In the shadow. And I was shooting at them. 3 shots. And I just saw the guy was, like crippling like that.
Your first floor? He keeps a gun in every room of his house. This is the second time he's been attacked. The first time, he killed an intruder. Jan believes the government's failure to control crime is undermining South Africa's new democracy.
After 10 years, it didn't get better. It get worse. Where are we going to start? Are we going to have to run around with guns like this? Is that the thing that's going to happen? Where's our freedom now? They've been fighting for their freedom. I also want to be part of that freedom.
On the other side of the tracks is Alexandra Township, poor, built as a source of cheap labor in the apartheid days. Here, the residents are just as fed up with crime.
It was very bad. So we had to do something. We couldn't just sit down and fold our arms and watch this thing happening.
Bulldog, an ex-policeman, told me that the residents have now set up their own patrols to deal with crime. So far, 4 volunteers have been killed and Bulldog himself was wounded only 6 months ago.
Where'd they shoot you?
Yeah, on the hand here.
Oh, yeah, I can see you. Yeah.
I came to this place to come and retrieve the gun, confiscate the gun from that guy.
Okay.
That's when I got shot.
So what, you grabbed the gun and you pulled the trigger?
Yeah.
He could have shot you in the head.
That's the risk that we took.
Why does the community have to do this? Why not the police? I see the police people on the streets of Alexandra. Why don't they do it?
But main thing is police are not all over at the same time. And then they're not there when things happen. Things sometimes like it happened inside the house.
I decided to see for myself what the volunteers got up to. Saturday night and Orlando Pirates had been playing Kaiser Chiefs.
So people will be celebrating the football score. Orlando Pirates have won 1-0. There's a huge age-old rivalry between these two clubs. So there'll be drinking, there'll be partying. And where there's drinking and there's partying, there's often a lot of violence and crime.
Whenever there is a case,
Bulldog took me on patrol around the streets of Alexandra.
It's marvelous.
And soon enough, there's blood on the floor. There had been an incident in someone's house. Bulldog steps in to check everything is okay. There's been a fight here. We arrived here and there's blood all over the floor. A man apparently had a knife go through his hand. Nelson Mandela, whom everyone here calls Madiba, walked from prison over a decade ago. His long walk to freedom filled South Africans with hope. But I found that many people think the crime wave began with that walk.
10 years ago, you had a new South Africa. You know, Madiba said Rainbow Nation, blah, blah. Everything's changed.
Nothing changed.
You know what?
Nothing.
It's worse.
You know what? After Madiba was released, I think things goes worst. It was okay before, but we had apartheid. But after Madiba was released, everything changed. People said they're going to get everything free, and it's not like that. You have to work.
The volunteers stop everyone and search for weapons. Part of their task is to remove illegal guns from the streets.
It's not an easy thing, you know, to stop a man walking down the street of his township and say you have the powers to search him. So there's a lot of reluctance on the part of the citizens.
By the end of the night, the team had recovered 2 illegal handguns, dealt with an attempted shooting and an attempted rape.
When we started, there was a time when police couldn't go on foot with the community because they didn't trust each other.
They didn't trust the police.
But since we started in 1999, no policemen are killed in Alexandra. It's easy for policemen, even if there is a policeman, he can drive by himself in the township.
This is Deep Sloot, a sprawling township on the edge of Johannesburg. Nearly 1 million people are crammed into a couple of square miles which are the setting for 6 killings a week. And crime is strangling small businesses. Peter Nzamiza owns a local bottle store. It's been broken into 4 times in the last year. The most recent break-in was last night.
Yeah, they went to the roof twice and went to the ceiling and broke the ceiling. As you see now, the ceiling's been broken.
Peter feels that South Africa's new constitution is too good to everyone, including the criminals.
The policemen, they don't do a nice job because they don't have power like before. If they can change a little bit, give the police power like before, then things will be much better. Because now if someone done a crime, the police, they got no right to hit that guy's done a crime.
So you think they should be Sjambok?
No, they should be like before. They should be a little bit hit him, and then he can be confessed.
There are security companies all over Joburg. Peter employs 3, but he's most impressed with one called Mapogo because of their hands-on approach.
Like Mapogo, if you join Mapogo and then you phone him, they come quicker. If you get information, they went to those guys, and then the interrogation the guys can maybe confess.
And do they use the Sjambok?
Yeah, they use the Sjambok.
The Sjambok, a long leather whip, is a favorite tool of Willie, the head of Mapogo in Deep Sloot. He finds it ideal for whipping his guards into line.
They should exercise like the school.
Like
Like,
school,
like what you
soldiers.
used to do. Yeah. Like soldiers and or like in school. Like a policeman at the post.
And they're going to protect businesses who are your members.
Yeah. And all the members that are under Mapogo, we take as a guard to there.
So they will protect those businesses.
They will protect
because those businesses have paid you money.
They paid me money. That's correct. They are my babies. I must look after them.
Oh, I see.
Where's my Sjambok? Where's my Sjambok?
Mapogo was originally a vigilante group set up to protect the local community from crime. Now businesses pay Mapogo around £100 a year for their security. Mapogo claims it has 70,000 paying members all across South Africa who sign up for the robust way in which Mapogo deals with suspects.
You see, we used to give the medicine here.
Right, so you get a suspect, you bring him in here,
You bring him in
you
here.
take your Sjambok.
We take the Sjambok here. We take the hosepipe.
Yeah.
We give the medicine. You see.
So the medicine is basically the whipping.
Yeah, the medicine is the whipping. Then you know, if you arrest somebody's get arrested.
Yes.
Either breaking in somebody's property or doing something wrong.
Yes.
If he's not going to give given medicine, he's going to come back again.
He's going to do it again.
Yeah. If you give medicine, thorough medicine.
Thorough medicine.
Yeah, but don't overdose.
Don't overdose.
Yeah.
Otherwise they may die.
They might die or they get crippled, and then you're no more preventing the crime. You see?
It sounds like rough.
No, it's not rough. That's only the way. We will never stop beating. If you stop beating, then the Mapogo's value goes down.
It's gone.
What about South Africa's police service? I wanted to see what they were up against. The police in Hillbrow, the center of Joburg, told me New Year's Eve was their busiest night of the year. There's a large criminal population here, and this is the time they vent their frustrations.
It's about 10 to midnight. It's New Year's Eve, and the police seem to have done a very good job of containing this area that's supposed to be so notorious.
I was wrong. Hillbrow's tower blocks are filled with people throwing all manner of missiles at the police below.
There we go. The first missiles are being thrown at the police. I've got a funny bad feeling about this. I've got a bad feeling about this. Keep going. Faster, you gotta move. Keep moving, faster. Jesus Christ! Turn on. Just making you to know. Where's the cops? You don't know where anything is coming from. Stop right here. It's in the middle of Johannesburg at the moment. I really don't know what's going on. All I know is that there's a mixture here of exuberance over the new year and also a real passion to do something to South Africa's police. I'm trying to get out of here as swiftly as I can.
We won't go. We're staying here.
You want us to leave the car there?
As well as fireworks, there were stones and gunshots.
We're following the police. What do I do? What's all this do? Come, boss. I'm being hustled into the car by the police. This is too much, yeah? It's just gone 10 minutes past midnight. 1st of January 2004. These men have very kindly almost saved our lives. They pulled us out of our car and told us we cannot drive any further in Hillbrow without their protection. We're now trying to see the best way we can get out of the center of Johannesburg.
After a night like that, I understood why it's hard to recruit policemen and why numbers have fallen by a third in the last decade. And when I went back to Hillbrow, I discovered yet another reason why the country's crime figures keep soaring.
Here where we are in Hillbrow, downtown, so many people, Nigerians, Congolese, Zimbabweans, have come to get a piece of South Africa's wealth.
Africans are dreaming to come down here. And when they come down here, they don't find anything. You find out the result in crime.
What are those South Africans are saying that we are causing the problem in South Africa? We are selling drugs. We are doing this. We are doing that.
Do the police hassle you?
Of course.
What do they want from you, the police?
They want papers, you know.
The police say that many of the fruit stalls are a front for selling drugs.
Everywhere where these people are sitting on the street, they are selling fruits, they're selling sweets, and cell phones and stuff. This is all a front that they are having.
They tell me that they're so hungry they need to survive somehow.
They're hungry.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, it is quite. Yeah, you know, it's quite strange that they're always hungry, but then they are driving around with like in good vehicles.
Yeah. Look at the cars standing here. These are all cars for people who live around here.
Yeah.
People around here don't see the police, who still have a large number of white officers, as being on their side. As we drove around, I noticed that the police radios only seem to chatter in Afrikaans. They still face an old hostility, born from the days of apartheid.
Sure, but you're an African. Selling us. Go to your people, man. Go to your people. Go to your people.
The other day I was down the streets talking to immigrants and everybody telling me their problems. Today I pitched up with 2 white policemen and I'm a sellout.
I got a tip of that Mapogo, the security firm I visited earlier, were holding a suspect.
Mapogo have got a hold of a man who they've accused of stealing several things, a TV, a generator, and they're now interrogating him to find out if he is the thief.
Mapogo wanted to tell them which items he sold and which he still has.
Well, according to the private investigator, Ricardo, the man is lying. He hasn't given up the TV and the generator and all the things that he's stolen. So they're trying to find out how they can best get the truth out of him.
Suddenly, a Sjambok appeared. Eamon had worked as a gardener. He desperately pleaded that all he'd taken were 2 AA batteries. Anything else that had been stolen had nothing to do with him.
Jesus Christ. How do you feel about this? Do you feel you deserve this Sjambok? It's a strange kind of justice. Could he take you guys to the police for assault?
If he likes.
But do you think he's guilty?
Yeah. You're not through with him yet.
It is Mapogo's clients who have asked for Eamon to be interrogated in the Mapogo way. The police were not informed.
So what's going on in there is it's a really, really strange situation. You've got Mapogo, this so-called community protecting force, who are interrogating a suspect who happens to be working for one of their clients, who the client suspects of having stolen something. It's a massive conundrum. And at the same time, the police are nowhere to be found.
I was curious to meet the people who had asked for Eamon, the suspected thief, to be picked up. Several miles out of Joburg, I met Marianne. She'd been in this house for 5 months and lost a computer, a TV, and construction tools.
How many times have you been robbed here?
5 times.
5 times. God.
They robbed us there. Then they came down to the cottage here, where we used.
After the 4th time, they decided to lay a trap. They left their security bars unrepaired and installed a hidden camera.
And you put the camera up?
The camera.
All right.
Yeah. Piece of gold.
Okay. So basically you have cameras everywhere. Ah, I see.
And the camera caught Eamon, their gardener, breaking in.
Because we went to the shop, he gave us 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and then he went about his business.
Good God. Do you know what Mapogo did to them when he went to their offices?
No.
They walloped him, you know that? They
Well,
shoveled him.
yeah, I think they must have, because apparently he told them plenty.
Everything. So do you think that's a good way of dealing with these criminals?
It's a better way than dealing with it any other way.
They only understand the Sjambok.
That's the only way. That's the only way they talk. You see, if you tell the police, they'll take him in. They'll ask him a couple of questions and let him out the next day.
And now, because he's been beaten, he's given up the information.
He's given the information. Police would not have found that out.
Before I left South Africa, I wanted to check up on Eamon, the man Mapogo had been holding. And I was surprised to learn that they were still holding him 4 days after his citizen's arrest.
We just arrived back at Mapogo's headquarters, and we hear that the man we saw being beaten last time we were here has received some more medicine, as Mapogo call it, and now they fear here that they may have overdone his correctional punishment.
So on Saturday when we came to see you,
Yeah.
did you beat him up again?
Yeah, he got some moment.
After we left?
Yeah, that's correct.
I spoke to one of your people today, and they say that they're going to keep him here until he gets better.
That's correct.
Why can't you take him now?
No, we can't take him home
Because the police will say, hey.
That's overdosing. You've been done.
How are you, man? Do you remember me? I came on Saturday. You were wearing overalls. The beating you got, was it very painful? No, they beat him too much and he has a pain in his body and he's bleeding on his buttocks. Is that right? You put tissue. What do you want to do now? Do you want to stay with Mapogo or do you want to go to the police? You don't want to go to the police? You think Mapogo gave you the right medicine?
Now, if they get Sjambok, everything is all right. They cannot go and steal again.
What I've just seen has just truly shocked me. In 2004, South Africa, a black man is in chains because he stole from his white employer. There's no police involvement, there's no sort of access to justice, and this is how people are dealing with crime.
The police were keen to let us know that their operations were working. They were destroying 12,000 illegal guns discovered in Joburg in the last 6 months alone. Commissioner Naidu insisted that the police and not the vigilantes were leading the fight against crime.
We are the law, we enforce the laws, and we will maintain law and order in our country. Communities need to understand that they need to support us, but we cannot turn them into a vigilante force or into a police service.
So you are against vigilantes, Commissioner?
That's absolutely correct. We are against vigilantism.
The commissioner was right. It is the police who are the law, but the willingness of some security firms to break the law in the name of upholding security means they are already poisoning freedoms they claim they protect.
Where is this coming from?